Alrighty, so we're gonna
Who
put
are
a stop
you,
to this
and
guy.
under what right do you enter here?
I'm the legate of the merchant congregation, and I'm here to put an end to your crimes.
My crimes? What are you talking about? My work was for the good of humanity. Don't tell me you're crying over some savages. The survival of our species requires sacrifice.
What did you hope to find from all these experiments?
Since the Malachor never reached this island, I wanted to check if these savages were sensitive to it. And I discovered that they were naturally resistant. Do you realize the implications of this discovery? So I tried to isolate this resistance to develop a cure in order to send it to the people on the continent. But I doubt that you will be able to understand the subtlety of such an approach.
This man is a cold-blooded reptile. My brothers and sisters were no more than ants to him.
You are a very beautiful
Oh
specimen.
no. No.
When I think of the power flowing through your veins.
Why do you bother with the Nords?
You are known to be immunized too. I wanted to check the reality of such a statement. To be precise, this is not the case. You are actually more resistant.
How many of my people did you have to slaughter to reach that conclusion?
We learned everything we wanted to know. This lab will close, and you will answer for everything you have done.
You think so? Guards, capture these people!
A bit of poison on my blade.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Stop! Think of my knowledge. All that I have accomplished. That can never disappear.
Fuck that.
Even now, you remain arrogant. You do not deserve pity.
Miserable simpletons! This is science you are murdering.
Yeah, fuck you. Ugh, god. It's fucking so nasty. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Alright, so, Dr. Asili, I did a good job of having the young governor of New Serene, that would be my cousin, and the person I, work for, and his cousin, that would be me, take the potion you sent me. I was very cautious as ordered. No one else touched it. What the fuck did I ingest then? I don't remember this shit. However, I must admit that I found your request slightly unusual and dangerous. We are allies of the congregation, and I am afraid they may not approve of our implication in what could be perceived as a poisoning. I hope that in the future you will perform this kind of mission by yourself rather than risking the lives of your
I
colleagues.
can't believe it. Constantine's Malachor was caused by a silly.
Oh.
The potion we were made to drink when we landed on the island was contaminated.
Oh.
How dare he do such a thing? And why?
Either this doctor is crazy, or he wanted to provoke a war against the natives and the congregation.
So... Oh, fuck. Jesus, that's fucked. So... My cousin got the disease, which was strange because we're on an island where no one has the disease. And, yeah, so my cousin got the disease, but I'm immune to it because I'm, native of the island, which we found out. I was, adopted by a noble family, but yeah, I am half native, I believe, or something. That's where the space marking comes from. Like, that's where the space marking comes from. It's like a mark of the natives or whatever. This one, like on my chin or jawline. Yeah. So like I'm naturally resistant to it. But my cousin, the governor, is not. And so this motherfucking doctor gave him a potion when we landed on the island. Which I don't remember because that was like a week ago. But he gave him a potion as we landed on the island that was like, he said, oh, hey, this'll help give you resistance to the disease. Well, he actually fucking gave it to my cousin, and holy fuck, he actually just caused all, like, this guy just caused all of the conflict in this game. Literally all of it. Because my cousin has the disease, I've been desperately trying to treat it and find a cure for it, and that has led to a lot of problems, which we are going to see when we get there here shortly. So, yeah, this guy just fucked. This motherfucker just fucked me. Like, not only that, but like he's about to cause a fucking. Oh yeah, no. So I was thinking about forming an alliance with the Ottoman Empire to take down my cousin, but they're the one who caused it in the fucking first place. So no, these motherfuckers are gonna get what they got coming to them.
Thank you.
Nah, fuck these hoes.
We owe you
Holy
our lives.
fuck.
Just a little more patience. I still have to release the other prisoners.
So what's happened is that because I was trying to find a cure for my cousin, we ended up finding a native doctor or native chief who he was like the best healer on the island, and he could help them, or and he could help my cousin. But what he ended up doing was he performed a ritual that gave my cousin like a strength of like the most powerful natives, which it was like out of desperation or something, I guess. And my cousin, because he's, you know, white and doesn't know much about the natives, got this power, and he's like abusing it now, or he's starting to. And yeah, and we don't know much about what he's doing with this power. We will see shortly once I let these people out.
You're not one of those nasty birds, are you?
No. I've come to put an end to all these horrors. To save you. But I thought they only captured the Manawi.
I don't know why they brought us here. But they hurt us. I saw them cut a friend of mine into pieces. Get us out of here. Trokaret.
I'll find a way.
How can anyone do something like this to another person? We don't even treat animals like that.
May the grass be forever soft under your feet. I thought I was losing my mind in this cage.
I must release the other prisoners. You will be out soon.
So I did mention that I rigged an election with the natives. So what happened there was the doctor, that native doctor, was trying to find a cure, and he did a ritual that made my cousin, gave my cousin like power of natives or whatever, right? Well, the king of the natives at the time, the High King, tried to stop that, and he killed the High King killed the native doctor because he was so desperate to stop the ritual, which we then had to trace back. Let me let these people
Now
out.
that they are free, we must help the prisoners escape this place.
They can't leave the way we came. The city guards would stop them.
So we have to find another way to get them out.
So the High King murdered the native doctor, the native healer, because he knew that the situation was going to get bad. He said, hey, you're giving this gringo, this massive amount of power, and you should not be doing this. And he was like so desperate to stop the native healer that he killed him. Which we found out, so we were like, hey, this is not cool. So we tracked down the High King and we killed him. He kidnapped my cousin, the governor of my faction. And so we killed the High King, and the natives loved me enough that they were like, when I went back to them, I'm like, oh hey, yeah, by the way, I killed your High King. He kidnapped my cousin, so I had to kill him. And the natives were like, well, if you did it, I'm sure it was for a good reason. Oh well, I guess we'll have to elect a new king now.
It's perfect. We just have to clear the way.
And so then when they had an election of the election for the new High King, chieftains of different clans went to meet.
The mechanism doesn't work. I need to take a closer look.
Which I do have the quest item for this. Cool. Yeah, and so there was an election of the natives, and, you know, it's supposed to be fair. You know, the natives choose their own leader, but I helped sway the election. It was between this one guy. So it was between 3 chieftains. Let's get through here.
Let's go. I found a way out of the city. But be careful. You are weakened, and creatures roam these tunnels. I will lead the way.
So of the 3 chieftains, one was like a warhawk, like we need to unite all the clans and kick these white people off the island. Which is valid, right? The other one was, he betrayed me. Like he led me into a trap because he liked to make deals with the Ottoman Empire. And a lot of other clans didn't trust him for that reason, because they know that he's very, he likes the natives a little too much. He's also very ambitious, and would like being High King a bit. And so, you know, we've dealt with him, we kind of figured he would abuse his power, and so I didn't want to go with him either. And the third option was, a chieftain who was described by others as wise and fair, and we helped him out with a lot of different, and like each of these chieftains I've met and have done a bunch of quests for, which is why I knew them well. And the other chieftain is described as wise and fair. His clan mostly focuses on healing the earth. They plant a lot of trees, restore a lot of forests. They helped me end a slave operation. Apparently my faction was enslaving natives without my knowledge. They were skirting regulation, which was unfortunate. I was like, oh, oh, my faction is enslaving people, I'm sorry. Yet despite that, the natives still love me. I'm like, oh, sorry about that. I made reparations for it, but yeah, so, oh goodness me.
This fate!
You've no magic left. Drink a potion.
Be careful! You're wounded!
So yeah, I ended up giving it to the chieftain who really helped me out, who helped end the slave operation that my faction was running, or who notified me that it was going on, which I then ended. I evicted him, which, It's a little difficult to explain to native and indigenous population who have no concept of private property what an eviction is. I had to get the form for an eviction, so it's like, you know, these people don't know how to read or write, and so I was like, it was difficult to explain to them. Oh yeah, by the way, I evicted him. They're like, what the fuck is that? Like, oh, it's just oh, don't worry about it. They won't bother you anymore. Which I mean, I gave him an eviction notice, and then I ended up just killing him because fuck that. But yeah, since that chieftain has a history of healing people, not just people, but healing the land, you know, restoring forests and cleaning water and stuff, which is the source of the disease we found out that's ravaging my people. I figured, well, he can help us out, and not only that, but he's likely to not cause problems with the white people on this island. As much as we want them out, they're not going to leave, and provoking them will only cause bloodshed, and, you know, simping for the white people will only cause tensions and conflict within the clans. So like, that's worthless, and so having a clan chief who's balanced
Free.
You have saved our lives.
is good.
How can we thank you?
We will never forget what you have done for us on Almenawi.
Yes, we will always be grateful.
We're not very far from the Hikmet outpost. You will have to be careful.
I know how
Ottoman
to
Empire.
reach the port without being seen.
Perfect. As for you, you should take refuge in Vigshadir. You will be safe there, but you should avoid the Alliance patrols.
We'll get there. Qua Awalen Segven.
That's all. I was just telling them to avoid the Ottoman Empire. Let's see. So yeah, that's how I ended up influencing the election. I helped get that guy elected, which, I think, my native companion was like, hey, this is fucked up, we should choose our own leader. But I don't feel too guilty over it, because as much as I want them to choose their own leader, ooh, nice. Actually, never mind, not nice. Fuck that. As much as I would have liked them to choose their own leader, you know, their leader would be most beneficial to their clan, which, you know, is good, important, but, you know, they don't know the factions on the island that they're dealing with, whereas I do. So, you know, I was looking out for their best interests. Oh yeah, we're going to fuck this guy up. So that's why I don't feel too bad over it. And I mean, I ended up being right, which, my native companion ended up agreeing with. She's like, yeah, you're right, you made the right decision in getting this guy elected. So that's why I don't really feel guilty over rigging the election. Or not rigging, because I wasn't there when he got elected, but putting the election in his favor, swaying the election in his favor. So yeah, and the reason we did that was because the disease, no one on this island knows anything about the disease. They're like, yeah, we've never seen anything like this before. And so we had to, they said, well, there's someone much older, much more ancient than us, and it's the god they worship. And so we asked the High King, the person who I got elected, to help us see the god, because only the High King could. And he's like, yeah, sure, you got me elected? Well, fucking, yeah, you got me elected, you help my people out, you're one of us, you know, you're a native as well, just dressed in the gringo clothes, you know, we'll help you out. And I'll tell you more after this.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade, and to what do I owe this honor?
Yeah,
I've been to Asili's laboratory, and what I discovered was
yeah,
abominable.
that's fucking
Hundreds
gross.
of poor souls tortured, victims of horrifying experiments. There were so many dead that a pit had been dug to burn the bodies.
How horrifying. I cannot believe it.
The natives were not the only victims of these crimes. There are also a number of Nauts.
Naught?